our summer, our summertime term. That's what we would call it, right? So it is back to basics with Pilates. I'm Helen Type from iCare, iMove. And again, this is always comes back to you have to listen to your body. If you can't do it, it doesn't matter. You have to work to your own realms and also take a note. You know, if you've got little niggles, just note it, because it might be something that is going on in your body, but it's something that you might be progressing or improving around. Okay, so we always start with our form. So we look at posture, and I want you to start to think about the feet. With feet, we start just rocking side to side. We're just embarking on the season where we wear flip-flops a lot, so it's important that we just make sure the ankles and the feet have a bit of love and kindness. So spread your toes for me. I'm keeping my socks on for a minute. Spread your toes. And I want you to line up the outside edges of the foot. Some of us will feel like our toes are turning in a little bit, but it's not. Spread your toes and try for a moment just to settle and have equal weight in your feet, toes, balls of feet and heels. Lovely. Okay. Then we rock toe to heel. Take your time with this, literally slow it down. So slow, slow, slow up on the ball of the foot, tiptoe, down heel. Lovely. Take your time. So just start by walking and working on balance. And this is also to set our intention. So today it's back to basics. It's looking at our framework, looking and listening to our bodies, thinking about the skeleton and how things sit on the skeleton. Okay, now what I'd like you to do is shift all your weight to one side. So you'll feel the pressure on the outside edge, inside edge of one foot. And then we'll switch to the other side. Just rock side to side, because this will just, it's talking. So as you move, there are messages going on right the way through your body. Okay, so some of you might even feel that up in the hip and the sacroiliac joint. Then we come back to center and settle again. Big toe, baby toe, heel. Make sure that weight is equal. This time we're going to come forward to me as far as you can. Try and relax your knees and relax your toes. And then go backwards. So settle into your heels and there will be a tipping point. Try and settle into it. Come back to center. Come forward again. Feel like Eddie the Eagle. Relax your toes, relax your knees, because you'll notice your knees are trying to scrunch up a little bit. Settle back through center and go back. This is all conversations with core muscles, so everything is starting to wake up. You may even feel that in your low back. Okay, now we bend one knee and then the other. So I want you to enjoy how your toes feel. Focus on big toe, second toe. And now as we perform the movement, there is a rise, fall and press the hip out into the diagonal. So we lift and then we lower and press the hip out. Lift, press the hip out. So it'll feel slightly wonky. Lift and press the hip out. So this is really starting to engage around the outside of the hip joint. And start to think at the same time about bringing in some tension. So I need you to think about drawing in your belly towards your backbone. Okay. And then settle back to center. Think about your feet, toes, baby toes, all nicely aligned. Okay, and this time we're going to rise up onto the toes, big and second toe. We're going to stay on our tiptoes and we're going to slowly bend the knees. When you've gone as far as you can, drop into your heels and rise up into stand. Come up high onto your tiptoes. Bend through the knees. Take your time in balance. Drop back onto your heels and then rise up. Last time, tiptoes. knee bend. Go as far as you can. Into your heels. And then rise up. I felt so much more confident the third time round. So this time round, we're going to lower back, flat foot as far as you can. Come forward onto the tiptoes and then rise. Lovely. 2 more of those. So settling into your heels. Yeah, it is a challenge. Go as low as you can, keeping your feet flat. Come to me as you rise up on your tiptoes into balance and settle. Last time. What is also happening here is an increased respiratory rate. So you might be breathing a little harder, a little deeper, and that is all connected to the amount of muscles that we just used. Okay, I'm coming forward because I want us to have a look at our breath. So in Pilates, we do lateral thoracic breathing. That means fingers here, rib cage expand laterally. Ah, look at them having a little snuggle kiss. He's off to golf. Golf widow, I feel your pain. We breathe in. We expand the ribs. We breathe out. Let's think about that in a bit more detail. Okay, so when we breathe in, I want you to feel that breath traveling down. And I want you to feel the lungs move and shift. And then come back together. Now this time round, what I want is the breath to come into the chest. So the breath is going to come in. So you lift here. And then see if you can push the breath between your shoulder blades before you let it go. Breath in. Let it go. Try and fill all the spaces of the lungs. Try it, and what you may feel is maybe a little bit of tension between your shoulder blades or slightly above, the stickiness that goes on into your shoulder blades. So just taking some time out to get some good breath pushed into the back of the lungs. Now we'll come back to that later because you might feel a bit dizzy now. It's a lot of oxygen you've just brought on board. So now let's take our feet slightly wider, in fact wider than wide. Okay, lovely. We are going to rise up onto our tiptoes, down into our flat feet and then across into a corner. Okay, so we come back to center, rise up, settle down and push back into the other corner. Inhale, exhale, and then push into a corner. So what you should be experiencing is some movement in the groin, a stretch from knee to inner thigh. Breath in, breath out. Inhaling, exhaling. Breath in. As you create that depth in the movement, now start to lift the toe. Breath in. There's a rise, exhale. So that stretch is going down the back of the knee, into the Achilles. Just work with it, have a play with it. It's not about precision here. Sue, I've just seen how long your hair is. I haven't seen some of you for a month. All of you just look so fabulous. Last time, breath in, exhale. Okay, leave your hands on your knees, firmly grip your knees, bend the knees. We're going 360 one direction. inside. I haven't got my really bright lippy on. Look, all pale and pasty. When you do this, think about what's going on with the pelvic floor. Is there any back? Is your back talking to you? Do you need to think about the back? How do you do that? You think about belly button pulled in towards the backbone. Firmly grip those knees, please. One more. And then roll up through the spine all the way to the top. Beautiful. We're going to send the hands. Oh, I think I've grown in this time too. We're going to send the hands towards the ceiling. I want you to think about being against a wall. It's difficult for us to do it here in the studio. But next thing you know, I'll be pulling it all down. What I'm looking for are the elbows to slide down and back up again. If you can, which is hilarious, if you can, try and get both elbows to touch the wall. Brace through your belly. You don't have to do it against a wall. You just get really good feedback here. You see mine, Pat? That just floats off the wall completely. Last time, we're going to bring the elbows back down to shoulder height, and then we're going to bring the elbows to touch. Hands, arms, elbows overhead. Okay, straighten arms, back of arms, slide down the wall again. So bring the elbows together. Up, 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 up. Stretch the arms overhead. Back of arms, slide back down again. Brace in. So I've noticed I'm starting to push out my belly. Just trying to lock in, make everything tight. Bring the elbows down. Across. Keep the elbows and hands together as you lift the elbows. Then slide your hands nice and high. And again, out to the sides. Lovely. Last time. Elbows touch. Lift, 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 lift. All the way. Nice and high. Arms out to the side. Lovely. Roll your shoulders. Again, talking about that breath work, I want you to squeeze your shoulder blade. Squeeze your shoulder blade. So really bring in the upper back muscles as you circle. Lovely. Should be waking up the arms nicely now. Okay, and now rest. Swing the arms in front of you. Beautiful. Okay, and now this time we're going to go in the opposite direction. So we're going to bring the arms forward. So bigger, because normally I do quite tight, short, small circles. Just slightly bigger, but with the guideline is work the shoulder blades. Feel the shoulder blades lift and lower. Have your hands in your peripheral vision so you can still see them as you come forward. And then swing, open, swing, open, swing. So your shoulders here, when you lift the arms, your neck is long, your shoulders away from your ears. Gorge. Last time. And settle the arms to your sides. Well done. Okay. So I want you to take one hand onto shoulder. Okay, and then we're just going to swing. Okay, palm in, swing. Allow for that rotation through your body. Let this swing move up from the soles of your feet. Palm in. How big can we make this? Ooh. Ah. You won't have seen that, but I've just taken out a lie. It's all right, everyone behind the scenes. Am I the tallest person in your team? And release. Let's go. Other side. So we start just swinging the arm, get it going. Again, this is when we recognize imbalances. Then your knees are going to start moving, your feet are going to start moving. Palm in. That's the important thing here. How does that feel? Breathe in. Whole body's now involved. Be aware of your own restrictions. I'm just going off camera, just have a little look, see? Good. And then release. How do we feel? Thumbs up. Tell me that you're feeling warm. Yeah. Good, 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 good. Okay, so I'm always a bit funny with the roll down, you know that. So the back people, if you're struggling with backs at the moment, just make your way down to the ground. The rest of us, we're going to do a gentle roll down. So I want you to only, as you roll down, dog and cat, nice. Only focus on this bit, okay, into your center. So when you roll down, you suck that in. When you rise up, it's all from the center. Don't worry about feet, knees, anything else. Use your breath, take your time, breathing in, exhaling, new word. So it's okay about knees, eye gaze through your thighs, go as low as you can for now, feel the stretch in the hamstrings. Breath in, tighten center, rise. Right, you're all giving that a go. Ooh, Sue, you right? Was that okay? If there's any vertigo, don't do this, just come down into a 4-point kneel-in position. In a weird, nutty way, I kind of like a bit of vertigo. You know that tiny little bit at the very beginning before it goes pear-shaped? Ooh. Puts me on planet Earth. Last time we roll down, we walk the hands out, we come into a 4-point kneel-in position. Okay. And just before we come into some tricep work, what I'd like us to do is take the hand that's nearest to me, finger to temple. We take the elbow down to the opposite wrist. And then we open up, okay? So a little bit of a spinal, a chest opener, spinal rotation. So just do a handful of these. And what I want you to do here is to focus on pushing the ground away of the arm that's on the ground. Okay? So the elbow touches the wrist, then we rotate and open, but really push the ground away here. So you'll feel it in slightly different places. Push the ground away. So you've got a really fully extended arm. Okay, well done. Let's try that on the other side. Okay, so fingers to temples, elbow to wrist, open up, rotate, push the ground away. Oh, enjoy that. Enjoy how that feels on your ribs. It might feel... So, I'm sorry for the laughing. In the Zoom class that's going on, one of the clients has been attacked by a pet. So, which has been the challenge of the pandemic, to be fair, because so many people are now exercising around pets who think it's the best thing since sliced bread. And how can you resist that? Push back into child's pose. Child's pose, so personal, bottom to heel, use your hands to push yourself backwards. What I really enjoy about this bit is how it makes the rest of my back feel. So I need to have my hands pushing my bottom towards my heels, so my arms are really coming into play. And what we're going to do is just do some exploratory work to release the lats. Now the lats are here, armpits to your spine. So what we're going to do, we're going to stretch the hands forward and put the elbows down. Okay, and then just keep stretching backwards. Pull away from your hands if you can. So your elbows are down and you're just pulling away. Your hands will join, so entwine your fingers. And I want you to curl your toes under your heels and to lift your tail just for a moment so we get lovely stretch from the Achilles. But mostly here, we're getting a lovely stretch from the lats and a stabilization going on in the back. Your eye gaze is towards the floor, not your toes. Knees down, stretch out the arms, lift the elbows so the hands are spread in front of you and you're stretching again into child's pose. Now put the elbows down again, see how that feels. Use your breath. Entwine your fingers, curl your toes. Let's go again and see if there's a difference this time. Use your breath. So eye gaze is towards the floor. Think about what's going on with your legs. Bracing, pushing your chest away from your elbows. That makes sense. This is a really nice one, again, for creating space around the sacroiliac joint. But into piriformis as well. Doesn't that feel nice? When you're ready, bring your knees down. Take a breath in and lower your face towards the mat. Exhale, push with your arms away as we come into a tricep press. Inhale as you lower, exhale, press away. Breathe in, breathe out. Lovely. Oh, it's hilarious. Beautiful. You look strong, girls. Look stronger than I feel. Well done. Release. From there, come round onto your bottoms. Use a cushion or a ball for support. We're just going to wedge the ball underneath your tush. Oh, I've got silky. That's not. Is there a cushion over there, Patrice? I think I can manage. That's all right. I got my shiny ball that I'm sat on, and I've got shiny leggings on, so I'm sliding all over it. Okay, so wedged up. So I need you to be supported so you sit nice and high and your feet relatively close together, okay? So I'm going to say kind of neutral. Okay, let's just roll our shoulders back for a moment. Okay. Fingertips at your side, just push them down. And I just want you to lift up through the chest for a moment, squeeze your shoulder blades. So we're just getting that good posture. Okay, lovely. Shake out your knees, point your toes. Lovely. And then we bring our hands back to center. Okay, so we're going to rotate. Think about relaxing off the thighs. We're going to rotate. So work with me. So we're going to twist through the trunk. Open up the arms. Bring your hands back together and twist back to center. So we're twisting through the trunk. Shoulders down. Open up the arms. Bring your hands together, rotate back to center. So, breathing out as you press away and spread your arms. Breathing in, bring your hands together as you rotate. Breathing out. Inhaling. Exhaling as you move away from the midline of the body. And again, this is just about movement around the scapula. Yeah, that face, Elaine. So there is a lot of movement. That face you pulled is exactly what I'm expecting. That kind of, oh, hello, shoulders. Oh, and like the clavicle. All of this is stretching and moving and mobilizing. So this is all good stuff. From a female health point of view, we need to make sure that we are getting that activity where we are using the muscles that attach to the collarbone here. We need to make sure we've got that full range in the shoulders. Lovely. And then come back to center. Good job. Okay. You might want to just relax off your knees for a second. Okay. So now we're going to open up the hip. Now I've lost my ball. Hang on. Right. Bring the soles of your feet together. Right. Hold on to your shins. And just for a moment, see if you can just let your hips go. When I say that, we will naturally hold tension here. So I want you to use that breath that we talked about. So pushing that breath into your back. And as you breathe out, let's see if your knees drop at all. We're going to do exactly the same movement. We're bringing the hands back to your center, inhaling to prepare, exhaling, rotate and press away. Inhaling, come back to center, exhaling, move away and open and rotate. Now, does that feel different? So I'm feeling there's like a little eek at my hip, and I can feel it in my shoulder on my left side. So, oh, okay. So simply by just changing the shape of your pelvis for a moment, we're just increasing range of movement, but we're starting to bring in new muscle activity. So it's a bit of an interesting one. You've got to see this. Owen, do a close-up of Jane, please. Jane is the one where the dog is asleep between her knees. It's hilarious, isn't it? When you're a mum with kids, you modify everything you do in life to accommodate. Can you just keep that on camera just for a second? You accommodate to be with your kids, right? So you end up doing everything with a kid attached to you. As we've got older, kids have gone. Now it's dogs. It's like the pets. They're part of the plan. Okay. Right. Rest for a second. I want you, with your hands on your shins, I want you to use your elbows. So this is a lovely little, it's a like passive stretch. So basically, you're going to use your elbows to push down. And at the same time, your knees are going to squeeze and push up, okay? So it's a down pressure, press, 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 press. And then a up pressure at the same time. And what you should get is nothing, stillness, but a lot of intensity. Then release, relax. Give them a wiggle jiggle. And let's go again. So use your breath, use your elbows now. So we're pressing down, pressing down, pressing down, pressing down. And then at the same time, trying to push up. And then release. Good job, guys. So sorry, Jane, you're going to have to move up. Shaking off your legs. We now remove the ball, pop the ball or the cushion between the knees and give that a little gentle squeeze. So for a few moments, you just pulse in and press in the ball between your knees. And I know that I'm already slipping into a C shape, so I'm really trying to work hard on posture here, lifting up through the chest, squeezing my shoulders back and down, neck nice and long. I'm just focusing on the ball going inwards. So what you'll get here is the inner groin is firing, so your inner thigh is firing. You might feel that translating around into the back too. If you need to pop your hands there, that's fine. Okay, now we create a C shape. Send your arms forward, roll down through the spine, chin towards chest, eye gaze towards your belly button, breath in, roll up. Take your time, roll up to the top of the movement, and to really finish with alignment, hands high, then wide circle. Scoop, roll back, eye gaze to belly button if you can, rolling up, hands up, and wide. Good. So that's quite a challenge because there's a lot going on. God, a lot going on. I'm out of practice, so I'm glad to be back. Lovely. What you'll notice now that there's depth in the movement, and see if you can go a little lower. Use your arms. Think about the length of your spine. Lovely C shape with your back as you roll down. As you roll up, maintain that C shape and then go for that beautiful long alignment of the spine at the top of the movement. Last time, team. Think about your breath all the way to the top of the movement. Scoop your arms. We roll down, we stay down, we go into a full body stretch. Lengthen, go long. Okay, from here, let's take the ball out of play for a moment. We're going to use a bent knee and we're going to progress the movement, okay? So we're coming into, again, exploring hip movement. Leg closest to me, bend the knee, so float the foot. The knee is going to drop out to the outside, back to centre, over to the other side, back to centre, and then stretch out, go long, okay? Let's have a look at both sides. So the knee comes up, it comes over, and it goes out. So I don't mind which way you do that. Let's do this a handful of times. I'm going to suggest 6, so 3 each way. And just, how does that feel into the bottom? How does that feel into the hip? Are you feeling stretched around your waistline? One side more comfortable than the other? Is there pain? If there's pain, why? And record it. Last time each way. So this is all talking to the spine. All these movements, they're really having a little conversation about how things are moving, whether things are tight. Come back to centre. Stretch out your legs. So leg 1, we're coming into leg circles, okay? So leg 1, and I suggest your arms go out to your side at 3, 9 o'clock. Palm up or down, I don't mind. Right, okay. Leg 1, leg closest to me, is going to rise slowly towards the ceiling, and then slowly down again. Okay, so no circles yet. I just want you to feel how this feels on the pelvis. Can you feel the shape of the pelvis changing? Tighten around the pelvis. That's the 3rd time. And we switch sides. Take a breath in. Exhale. We lift. Again, what you might notice that one side is easier to move than the other. Or maybe you'll feel less movement in the spine. This time we return to leg 1. It comes up towards the face, out towards the side, down towards the bottom of the mat, and then we repeat. Repeat? New word? Repeat. So up, up, out, out, down, down. Up, up, out, out, down, down, and then switch sides. Here we go. Up, up, out, out, down, down. Good. Woo. Lovely. And then repeat. I meant rest. I meant rest. I never say that. I never confuse repeat and rest. Always the other way, rest and repeat. Okay, draw your knees into chest. Give yourself a cutch for a minute. Because remember, I'm just trying to get everything firing. Knees into chest for a cutch for a minute. Whew. Okay. Now, hold on to your pelvic floors. We're going to do a little rock. Little rock. Point your toes. See if your toes can touch the floor. Enjoy that. Lovely little massage there. Well done. And roll down. Good job. Feet on the floor, knees bent, neutral. So feet are pointing forward. From here, we're going to have a look at the 100 with a bent knee, and then we come into a bridge. Okay, so Chin to chest, slide out the arms, take your arms up towards your knees and then all the way back down again. Breath in, exhale, chin to chest. Now if you want to, we can do a little rhythm with this, okay? Breath in, as the arms slide up, one leg lifts. Then we come back down again, breath in, exhale, here we go. Stretch, 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 and lower, lower, lower. Exhale. So this is kind of precursors to teaser. If this is too much, let me think, is everyone okay? Neck's okay everywhere? You all seem fine. Okay. If it's too much, there's always modifications. You can always rest parts of your body, okay? Last time. Okay. Feet down, stay down. Breath in, exhale. Rise up through your arms. Let's beat the arms. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, change. 5, 4, 3, 2, change. 5, 4, 3, 2, change. On the change, see if you can increase that lift of the shoulder blades. So you're already lifting, and now you're super mega lifting. You've got this. Up. 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 Let me see you. And release. Good job. Roll back. Take your nose to the right shoulder and then to the left shoulder and just rest at your neck for a moment. You're doing really well. I can tell you've missed me. Okay. No offense, Patrice. She went, whatevs. Right, okay, let's come down onto our sides. Can you still hear me? Can I have a thumbs up that you can hear me? So I have to move the microphone a little bit when I'm on my side. Right, okay. So, let's just, I am hip obsessive at the moment. Knees stacked, that's the important thing. Rest your ear, so you're nice and comfortable. Let's just do 4 clam. So we open and close at the knee. And it's really important here that you don't roll onto your bum cheek. There's a lovely little opening and closing. Lovely. On the 4th one, we come up and then we stay. Extend the leg. So it just helps us with our alignment, okay? Got it? Okay. Now we circle from here. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, switch direction, okay? 10, 9, 8, brace center. Okay, stop. Take the leg down to the line of your yoga mat. Lovely, hold. Lift and pulse. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now what I'd like you to do is to really push and stretch your toe down onto the floor and feel that space. That noise was Pat sneezing. Okay, so by stretching your foot down, you should find space at the top of the hip there, and some of you may like it, may not like it. From here, nice and aligned at your hip, leg comes up, all the way forward, touch down. Lift, so we're not going high here, but we're just creating space around the hip joint. Make sure it touches, that's the important thing, your toe touches. We lift around the horizon as far as you can forward and then touch down. Lift, take it back. It's important to touch down and enjoy that touching. Oh, lovely. Lovely. Now stay at the front, down and up, down and up, down and up. Anyone feeling that? Elaine? Yeah, she's definitely feeling it. Hello, hips. 2 more. Last time. Bring it back down to center and then just give yourself a bit of a booty rub. Use your hands. Push up. Flip over. We're going to go straight onto the other side straight away. A little bit of impaling. There you go. Right. So, knees are bent. Cushion on your arm so you're nice and comfortable. Brace through your center. We open and close. Got it? So that bit's good, right? So this is clam, and it's really important to keep your knees at the same height and you're not sliding back. So the hips need to remain stacked. That's why it's so restrictive. Ooh, my other hip is right on the plug socket. Nice. That'll learn me, eh? I get no sympathy from you lot. Lift up, hold, then extend the leg. Okay, so we're going to do the 10 circles in one direction and then repeat the other direction, okay? So slow and controlled, keeping the hips stacked. Take your time with this. Ooh, hello, tiger. Making sure the moving thigh is roughly the same height, same distance as the bottom thigh, because there's a tendency to creep downwards. Once we've completed the 10, let's switch direction. Ooh, ooh. Oh, anyone feel that burn? Hello, bum cheeks. Yep, thumbs up. Thanks, Pauline. Lovely. When you're ready, when you've done your 10, we slowly drift the leg down through to the bottom line of your yoga mat. Pause. Feel your alignment. Feel connected through your center. We lift and lower. Not very far, but nice and relaxed. That's really interesting because I'm doing that and I've got judders going on in my core. I feel it a lot in my hip and butt. Oh, it's such a good feeling. You look good on Zoom. Okay, now allow the leg to go long and tap it down on the floor. So again, what I'm hoping that you'll create some space in the top of your hip here. It lifts, it comes all the way forward. Oh my God, I feel like there's an elephant sat on my leg. And then we take it all the way back and really get that touch down. Up, up. Forward, forward, touch down. Ah, oh, isn't that lovely? Ooh, take your time. What's wrong, Patrice? Huh? So this works deep, 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 deep into our core muscles. So, and this leg is attached all the way up here into the spine. So you're going to feel it in all weird places. Touch down to the front and hold. And now we lift and lower. Is that what we did, or did we circle? We did circles, didn't we? 10, 9, 8. Ow. Ow. Switch direction for 10. Woo! Feel the knee. Keep it going, use your breath. It's a moment in time, right? And when you're ready, bring that leg back down. Oh, give it a pat, give it a rub, do whatever you need to do. From here, I tell you what's really nice. If we flip over, with knees together, sit back in child's pose. Okay, now from here, just push your hip out to one side and then to the other. So does that make sense? Let me just, so I'm in child's pose, but I'm going to push my hip to one side and then to the other. And actually what you're getting is quite a deep, deep stretch there out of the low back and hip. is, oh, I love that. It's really nice. Well done. And then release. Shall we have a little play with our plank variations? Yes! First rule, never ask them questions, just tell them what to do. Actually, what I'd like us to do to start with, what was I thinking then, Helen? Okay, so let's think about engaging the core. So, curl toes, press, so your knees are still down. So all you're doing is curling your toes under heels and you're pressing down, and you should automatically feel engaged throughout your whole body. So, toes down, push toes down and feel that tension come on. Straight arms. Let's see if we can float the knees just a millimetre or two off the ground. So toes press down, push toes down, feel that engagement, float the knees. 3, 2, 1, knees down. Just relax off for a second. Let's go again. So give yourself a moment, hang on. Okay, toes, toes. Push, feel everything engaged, lift pelvic floor, lift knees 1 millimetre or 2. 5, 4, 3, 2, knees down, relax back. Good. From there, let's modify. So come out of your wrist onto your forearms. What we're going to do, you're like this. I want you to stick your bum in your hair like a pouncing puppy. Right, so really push back, bum in the air, and then keep that curvature and come forward. Keep that curvature in the spine, come backwards. So it's almost like, how am I doing it? Stretching my elbows forward, trying to scuff my nose on the floor. Keeping my tail lifted. Okay, that's the first bit. Let's make that longer. So that was interesting because the first one I felt quite restricted in my back. Push back, child's pose and wait. Okay, so I'm just kind of bringing us back here with all the techniques we use around planks. Okay, curl toes, still on our elbows. We're going to go for a walk. We're going to lift one leg, pop it down, and then the other. Pop it down. Enjoy that stretch behind the knee. Now let's see if we can get both knees off the deck. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Knees down, push back, child's pose. So just to remind you, all of these, it doesn't matter which variation, all of them have a huge impact on your inner core strength, okay? So if your day is not for hands and your day's for elbows, fine. If you just want to work on pushing your toes down into the mat to engage your core, stay there. I really don't mind. Now what we're going to do is transition. Finally I have to take my socks off. My feet have been freezing today. So now what we're going to do is down dog into plank. So, and we're just going to take our time with this, all right, team? So, when we get going, spread your fingers and get into the down dog first. So what I suggest, there's a nice bit of space with the front arms. So really stretch out so you're a big triangle. When you're ready, roll up through the spine and then come forward slowly into your plank, pushing the ground away with your arms and wave backwards as you come into your down dog. So just keep playing with this for me, coming forward and backwards. finding your thing, oh captain. How do your heels feel? How do the back of your knees feel? How does the power in your shoulders feel? You look great, by the way. Let's do that 2 or 3 more times. Just enjoying how that feels. Finishing with your knees down. Sit back in child's pose. This time, knees really, really wide. And see if you can get your chest down. Again, there will be some natural tension and holding here into the groin and thighs. So just see if you can relax. And I tell you what happens when you're here and trying to get your chest down. I want you to try and relax your pelvic floor at the same time. So just let it go. So, because you've held quite a lot of tension into the pelvic floor for the session. See if you can just let it go. Okay, lovely. Now what I'd like you to do now is your leg closest to me, bring forward, and let's stretch out through the hip. I've done this with you before, just moving from back leg to front leg, just shifting your weight forward and back for a minute, because things are going to shift in your bum, in your groin, forwards and backwards. Okay, now when we come forwards this time, I want you to take both hands onto the floor and see if we can just drop your shoulder. Okay, just stay there for a second. Okay, from there, we're going to stretch backwards, curl back toe, lift back leg, and we're going to turn, oh my God, 90 degrees. That's my bum to camera. God, she never learns. Okay. Okay, so you're in a wide stance now. From here, bend one knee and just stretch out through the groin. Rise up, bend the other knee. This time we're going to repeat the same thing. So the knee is going to be bent, but your arms are going to come out to the side of the bent knee. Come back to center, bend the other knee, wrap your arms around the outside of the ankle. And now we turn 90 degrees again. So I'm going to go that way. So the leg furthest away from me should be, that's the one we're on now. Ow, ow, ow. Right, forwards and backwards. Ah. Lovely. Does that feel nice? Just play with it. Then this time come forward, both hands to floor, and just drop your shoulder on in the inside of the knee. Again, lovely little hip opener. Well done. Come back to center. Okay, I'd like us to do a seated relaxation. Now you don't have to. If your thing is, I've done this whole class so I can lie flat on my back, then do that. I don't really mind. I just felt the intention felt more like a seated. Just gonna have a sip. So if you are in a seated position, think about your comfort levels. Oh dear. Okay. Just relax. And if you feel at all uncomfortable, just modify, adjust, or completely change position. There's no right and wrong. It's just that we don't always have the blessing of your, what am I trying to say? You can practice mindfulness and meditation everywhere, anywhere. So it's almost like mindful living rather than a meditation session. I do it when I do my plants, but taking time out during your day is important to relax your shoulders. And this is why it's such a classic pose, that the wrists are relaxed on the knees. And people do mudras from here, so we can do some finger work, and I promise we're going to do some of this quarter with you. But it also helps us when your wrists are just relaxed on your knees. It does help you kind of relax off your shoulder, and we tend to carry a lot of tension there. Now, if your hips get tight, just adjust. What I want us to do today is imagine we are emerging from the winter and that we are a root, and that we need to engage with the ground beneath us. So and we do that using breath, and breath is like watering your plant. So it's important that we take breath in and push the breath down towards our tail. So breathe through the spine if you like. So going back to how we started today's session with breath, when you breathe in here, feel that breath move to the back and shoulder blades and down to the spine. Put some thinking here. So that breath almost pulls us backwards and inwards. The breath fires downwards towards your coccyx. And the out breath is almost us putting pressure on our roots to deepen. Bedding us in, drawing energy up from the soil beneath. So the breath is like watering the plant coming downwards, and the breath out allows the roots to spread, expand and go deeper. Now let's take this metaphor for our communities and our people. That we're loving people, we're engaging with others, and we're reaching out because we want to share our kindness with others. We want to share our love with others. But you have to do this from a place of grounding, making sure that your own power is strong first. It's important that your own roots are set, that your nutrients are set before we allow our roots to reach out to others. And for a moment, I want you to take that feeling when you hug those people that you love dearly, if you're a hugger. Because you know that feeling of being held is going to be so good. But people won't want to let go. You know that this is a time for healing and time for it is nurturing. as we, with trepidation, move forward, knowing that we feel safe because we're grounded and our roots are strong. As we move forward, we feel good. We're sharing our kindness. We're feeling that love. Take a long breath in. Exhale, let it go. We can see ourselves in the sunshine. Create some movement to our fingers. We recognize that these are new times ahead, and we look forward to togetherness. On your next breath, just move your arms out and stretch wide. Bring your hands together. Take a long breath in and give yourselves a round of applause. Well done, my beautiful friends. I hope you feel restored today, as that was the intention, and you feel lovely. Okay, so thank you. So just to remind yourselves, there's a lot of change going on out there, so just be kind to yourself, because your levels will be depleted quite quickly. So you just need to make sure you're okay.